Hello everybody, I'm Chef Rob. Today we are going to make a blueberry crumble pancake bread. It's the texture and consistency of a pancake and it's made with buttermilk, perfect hot or room temperature, and drizzle a little maple syrup on it just like pancakes. Just a little twist on it. It's really good. This is good served all different times of the year. It could be for National Pancake Day. It could be for summer when the blueberries are really good. A Mother's Day brunch, a Valentine's Day, so any time of the year. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is make the crumble. I do have the oven turned on to 350. So I want a half cup of the all-purpose flour, nice and level. And then we want a half cup of brown sugar. And just make sure that is packed, just like that. And we want a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to take a 1/4 stick of butter. It's very cold butter, so make sure you just take it out of the refrigerator right when you're making it. And later we're going to need some melted butter as well. So we're just going to dice this up, make a crumbly topping on it, and you will make this over and over again. You want to get out a 9x5 loaf pan, a little bit of spray, and I'll show you a little trick with the parchment paper that I have been doing, and it seems to work really well. This bread will take about 50 to 60 minutes in the oven, again 350. So we're just going to take the brown sugar, the salt, the flour, and the butter, and we are just going to crumble this up until it's like a little pebbly mixture. You could use a pastry cutter or a knife to do it, or you could use your hands just like this. Make sure you use the regular buttermilk later on, and take the eggs out maybe about an hour ahead of time. That way they come to room temperature and they will combine in nicely. Now, if blueberries is not your thing, you could change this to strawberries, chocolate chips, bananas. A banana pancake bread would be great too. Now, I am using fresh blueberries. Depending on the time of the year, if they are frozen, just make sure that you don't defrost them. Okay. Okay, so if you can see, this is a nice crumbly, almost like pebbly crumb topping. So let's just leave this to the side. Don't try to work it too hard, because if you work it too hard, it kind of becomes like that. And if it does come like that, just kind of break it apart again. Just okay. Let's leave that to the side. And now let's get our dry ingredients and start making the pancake bread. We're going to take 2 full cups of flour and also a 1/4 additional flour. So 2 1/4 cups of flour. Make sure, very important, that you do put in the 2 tablespoons of sugar. That will give it the moisture and the texture. So I'll just put that right in. And then we want 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to put 2 of these in. And then we want 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So I have a 1/4 teaspoon, so we need 3 of those. And we're just going to mix that together really well. So we have our crumb topping already done. We have our flour mixture, dry ingredients, all done. Leave that to the side. And now we'll get our wet ingredients. So we are going to take another bowl. Medium-sized bowl will be fine. Take 2 eggs. Again, if you took them out at room temperature about a half hour to an hour ago, that would be great. Just throw out these shells. You want to take a 1/4 stick of butter. So it is a 1/2 stick of butter, and just kind of melt it. Pour that right in here. Make sure you get everything in. And now we want 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Just give it a good shake, okay? Because sometimes the thicker part of it just kind of settles. It is very important to have the buttermilk, and try to buy it, because look at that. See the richness in this? It is so much better than making it yourself. Okay, so we have 1.5 cups. And we're just going to beat this really well. Bring all these wet ingredients together. And now we're going to add it right into the dry. Okay. Pour that right in here. And we just want to bring it together to where you see no flour. So don't overmix it. Just as soon as there's no flour, just stop. And then we can fold in our blueberries. Using about 6 ounces of blueberries. Okay, just about there. And if you put a few extra blueberries in, it would be fine. A lot of times they sell an 8-ounce container of the blueberries, especially early in the season. So that's probably what you would get too. Okay, and again, frozen. If you're using them, don't defrost them. Okay, so we are just going to fold in the blueberries. These are some beautiful blueberries. Look at these. That in here, and we're just going to fold that in and just kind of gently just kind of mix it. If you were to defrost the berries, what's going to happen is your batter will turn purple. It'll taste just the same and just as good, but this is just like a pancake batter into a bread form. So we're going to get our 9x5 loaf pan ready. You want to give this a little spray. So just kind of give it a quick spray. You don't want too much. You don't want to see it in the corner like a little puddle there. Now you're going to take, if you have parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, just put the batter right in here just like this. But if you have parchment paper, put this in and just kind of get it nice and flat. Give this a quick spray. And then when the bread is done, it just lifts right out and it's really easy. Okay, so we're just going to take this blueberry pancake batter. And then we're going to top it with the crumble topping. Make sure it's spread out nice and evenly. If you like blackberries, blackberries would be good in here. The bananas, the chocolate chips, you could switch it around. Okay, and now let's just take our crumb topping. See how that is? This is perfect. You want it just to be just like that. And just kind of evenly, just kind of go around, because you want to make sure it has the same amount of crumbs all over. And get those corners as well. If the paper is too high, you could trim it with a scissor, okay, because you don't want it to burn. Okay, so you could lower it just a little bit. So we'll put this in a 350 oven for about 50 to 60 minutes. You could put a toothpick in there for it to come out, and it should come out clean, and that way you know it's done. And then we'll put some maple syrup right on top. So our blueberry pancake crumble bread is out of the oven. It is still very warm. I want to show you how easy it is just to take this right out of that pan with this parchment paper. I am just going to lightly grab this and now just put it right on this plate right here. Okay, I want to show you, look how this crumb topping came out, just beautiful. Okay, nice little crispness to it. The side just feels and smells like pancake batter. So I am just going to take a slice of this bread and open it up so you can see what it looks like. There it is. And now, just like a regular pancake, see, really soft, just take a little bit of the pure maple syrup and just drizzle a little bit on, and that's if you want that. So let me hold this up for everybody. Everybody, I hope you make this and I hope you enjoy this with your family, and stay well. Thank you for always watching.